In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Many years ago, a king named Ibrahim ruled over a country. He had a son, and when the child was born, the king was overwhelmed with joy. To learn about the child's future, he immediately summoned an astrologer. The astrologer opened his books and, using the knowledge of the stars, began to calculate the prince's fate. As he did, the king noticed the astrologer's face changing colors, anxiety and hesitation clear in his expressions. He kept turning pages back and forth as if something was troubling him or he had made a mistake. When the king could no longer bear the suspense, he demanded the astrologer tell him what the stars revealed about his son. Reluctantly, the astrologer said, "Your Majesty, it is better if you don't know." But the king insisted. He said, "If my son is destined for danger, I must know so I can protect him." The astrologer finally said, "Your son is in danger. The first threat is that a lion will devour him. And even if he escapes the lion, what follows is so terrible I dare not speak it." The king was alarmed. What could be worse than being eaten by a lion, he asked. The astrologer hesitated again. The king pressed him, promising safety and swearing no harm would come to him. Finally, the astrologer confessed, "If the prince survives the lion, he will eventually kill you, Your Majesty." The king was stunned. He stared at the astrologer in disbelief, then looked to the sky and prayed. He said, "No matter what, I will try to save both my life and my son's." After all, the stars could be wrong. But the astrologer didn't believe that. Still, to comfort the king, he pretended that it was possible. That very day, King Ibrahim decided to battle fate. He ordered a hidden underground chamber to be built far away in the mountains where no human or animal would ever pass. The chamber had only one door, which was carefully camouflaged with bushes and thorns. When the chamber was complete, the little prince, just 1 or 2 years old, was taken there with his nursemaid. Years passed. The king would visit once a month, using a ladder lowered through the chamber's entrance. He would hug his son, play with him briefly, then leave, heart heavy, back to his palace. When the prince turned 7 years old, fate took its course. One day, a group of hunters chased a lion that eventually stumbled into the very bushes hiding the chamber's entrance. The lion, frightened and wounded, fell into the underground chamber. Inside, the lion attacked. The prince fell unconscious. His nursemaid feared the worst, that the lion had devoured him. But hunters arrived soon after, following the lion's trail. They discovered the hidden chamber and threw rocks at the lion until it died. Entering the chamber, they found the boy still breathing but unconscious. They took him with them. From that day, the prince began living in the mountains with the hunters. He learned to hunt and fight but never knew who he truly was. He thought himself one of them, a hunter and bandit. One evening, the hunters attacked a caravan, but this time the caravan was heavily armed. A fierce battle followed. The prince was wounded and passed out. When he awoke, his companions were gone, either dead or escaped. As he wandered in pain, he encountered a treasure seeker, a strange man searching for buried gold. The prince told him his story. The treasure seeker, excited, said, "You're just the partner I need." They set off together to a special mountain, where the seeker believed a treasure was buried. After days of searching, they finally uncovered a well. The seeker tied a rope around the prince's waist and lowered him down. To their joy, the well was filled with gold. The prince loaded several baskets, which the seeker pulled up. But after 5 baskets, the seeker's greed took over. He sealed the well and left the prince trapped below. Heartbroken but faithful, the prince prayed. He then heard the sound of flowing water and followed it through a narrow tunnel. Eventually, he found a spring and dived into it, letting the current carry him through a long, dark passage. At last, he emerged into a beautiful valley, warmed by the sun. Hungry and alone, he followed the river until he reached a village. The villagers were not happy to see him. But after he told them his story, how he had escaped death and had no one in the world, they took pity on him, gave him food, and let him stay. Time passed. The prince learned the villagers were bandits, preying on caravans near the city, the same kingdom ruled by his father, Ibrahim. Strangely, he felt at home among them and joined their raids. Eventually, the people of the city petitioned the king for help. "Trade has stopped," they cried. "The bandits are ruining us." King Ibrahim sent an army. A great battle followed. The prince, now a strong warrior, fought fiercely. But when he saw many of his comrades dying, he began shooting arrows from a distance. One of his arrows struck the king himself. The wounded king was brought back to the city. The royal doctors tried, but the wound was too deep. As his death approached, the king summoned the astrologer. "Remember what you said years ago? That if my son survived the lion, he would kill me? I think that time has come." He ordered that all the captured bandits be brought before him. "Which one of you shot me?" he asked. A bandit pointed to a young man and said, "It was him. He joined us a few months ago, but no one knows where he came from." The king asked, "Who are you? What is your name?" The young man replied, "They call me Ibn Ibrahim, the son of Ibrahim. That's all I know. I remember living in a dark place as a child, with a nursemaid. One day a lion attacked. My nursemaid died. I survived." He told the entire story: the hunters, the treasure seeker, the betrayal, and the bandits. When the king heard it